Hi, I'm Christina and welcome to a book haul. So this is my third and final book haul of 2022. I've been on a low buy challenge for books for 2 years now. So I have 8 books here and I'll just get straight into them. So I went to a Sue Ryder charity shop and I picked up 4 books. The first of which is Silver Sparrow by Tayari Jones. Now, I read An American Marriage by her this year and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it had an excellent premise, an excellent concept, and it was very well written. And I just really enjoyed it. So I very much wanted to read more by her. And this is the one that I had my eye on. Now, I'd seen that I could get it from my library. So I went onto my library to reserve it and they didn't have it anymore. So I was a bit disappointed, and then literally within a week or so I spotted this one in the Sue Ryder charity shop and I just thought it was just meant to be. So I obviously purchased it, and this one was £1, and I really like the concept behind this one too. So we have 2 sisters and their father is a bigamist and nobody knew. So that's kind of our general setup, and I think if it's anything like An American Marriage by her, I'm going to really enjoy this one. So yeah, I think that one's going to be absolutely excellent. I just really like her writing style. And this one is from the winner of the Women's Prize for Fiction 2019. I think it was American Marriage that won that one. So yeah, very much looking forward to that one. So the next book I have is also from the same Sue Ryder charity shop. And this one was also £1, and that is 13 by Steve Cavanagh. Now, I know that this one is part of a series, but I'm going to read it first anyway, and I have heard other people talk about it, and apparently you can do that. So the reason I was interested in this one is it's about a serial killer, but the serial killer isn't on trial for murder. He's actually part of the jury. And I just think that sounds so interesting. Such a great kind of premise, similar to that one, a great premise. And I just thought, yeah, just definitely wanted to read this one. So when I saw that with Silver Sparrow, I was just very excited. So also from the same Sue Ryder charity shop is The Family Upstairs by Jewell. Now, I have actually read this one and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I did a buddy read with Kirsten over at Reading Nymph, who I will link down below, and she also didn't like it. So much so that she DNF'd it, and I did finish it, but I didn't like it. So I am going to do a rant review on it, and I will upload that. So if you're interested in hearing my more detailed thoughts on why I disliked it so much, or if you just enjoy watching rant reviews, I will link that one for you. But yeah, so this was the reason I picked it up. Jewell is a very popular thriller author. I used to read a lot more thrillers. It used to be my main genre. I'd say it isn't so much anymore. And I tried to read one of her books. I tried to read Invisible Girl by her, and I DNF'd that one. But I thought, I'm going to give her another shot. I'm going to read this one. And I think the second book in this series has just been published. I won't be reading it. I didn't like it. But that's the reason I purchased it, even though I now didn't like it. So yeah, that one was £1 as well. That one's probably going to go back to a charity shop pretty soon, to be fair. So yeah, that was that one. And then the final book I purchased from the Sue Ryder charity shop is 55 by James Delargy. Now, I've actually read this book. I read it a couple of years ago now. It was before I started BookTube, so maybe like 3, maybe 4 years. And I really liked it. It's kind of a mystery, and it says here for fans of The Dry by Jane Harper, which is possibly one of the reasons I picked it up. I've got it from the library. This was like before I'd kind of watched BookTube. I'd literally just go to the library, go to the shelves in front of me and just pick books off the shelves, like anything that, kind of took my fancy. And that's how I found it. Completely had no idea what I was picking up. I must have picked it up. And then I think that's probably what sold me, because I do love Jane Harper. I do love The Dry. And yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed it. But I'd like to reread it. So it's about 2 suspects, 2 identical stories, but who is telling the truth? So from what I remember, it's in Australia, and 2 people go to a police station and they tell a version of events that happened. Identical stories, but who is to blame as such? Who's telling the truth? I just thought it was a really interesting way of writing a story. So the reason I picked it up is I would like to reread it, but also I wanted my dad to read this one. And again, I don't think it's at the library like Silver Sparrow anymore. So yeah, £1.25, very much. Definitely going to think I'm going to reread it. Probably not high priority to reread. I am going to look at all the books I would like to reread and kind of make a video on that and just kind of decide what I do want to reread, probably for 2023. I was thinking maybe reread one book a month, something like that. I was thinking perhaps, you know, reread for a whole month, but maybe I'd rather do just like one a month or something. So yeah, I'd like my dad to read this, and I will definitely be picking it up at some stage again. I don't remember too much about it. I just remember enjoying it. So that is that one. So the next book I picked up is The Roanoke Girls by Amy Engel. Now this one was from another charity shop. It was from one that is local to me, that is for people with autism. And this one is 50p. And I have actually read this book. I read this one in 2017 and it was one of my absolute favourite books of the year. I thought it was absolutely wonderful. So I've read it obviously quite a long time ago, 5 years ago. So I definitely think I could reread this one and also get a lot more from it because it's been a long time. I remember the kind of general story, if you will, but there's a lot about the characters and the finer details I definitely can't remember. So yeah, I definitely want to reread this one in terms of, you know, looking at rereading some books next year. This is definitely one that's going to be high priority. And I also wanted my dad to read this one, and he has, and he really enjoyed it. He thought it was really good. So yeah, it was definitely a dark kind of book. It's definitely got dark themes. It's about all of these girls. They're the Roanoke girls. They're a family and they're meant to be beautiful and rich and mysterious, and either the girl runs away or she dies. So it's got this kind of very dark theme to it. But like I say, it's excellent. Highly recommend it. Definitely want to read it again. So that's that one. So then I've got two more books from charity shops. Now these are from the Red Cross, and surprisingly they were buy one get one free. So it was £1.25 for one book or £1.25 for two books. So the book I really wanted was this one, Such a Fun Age by Reid. And just to show you, this is so beautiful. I thought £1.25 for this beautiful hardback. It's in basically near perfect condition. And just to show you how nice it is underneath, this lovely kind of cream. And then I love the pink writing, and then the paper inside is beautiful. The pink and the white and all of those broken eggshells. I just couldn't get over how lovely this book was and in what lovely condition it was in. And I've had my eye on this book for quite some time actually. I know it's a recent Witherspoon book club pick, and I thought next year I would like to read some books that have been book club picks by Reese Witherspoon, because I've read a few and I've generally really enjoyed them. So Little Fires Everywhere, I love that one, and then Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine, I love that one. I actually read them without knowing they were Reese Witherspoon's book club pick, and then looking back have realised I've really enjoyed a lot of them. So I was thinking of doing a video next year where I read some of her book club picks, and I was just going to focus on the ones from 2022, but then I could throw in an older one like this one. And yeah, I just I've heard a lot about this one. It seems to be very popular on BookTube. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving that one a go, and it's just such a lovely book. So yeah, that was that one. So the one that I got as the buy one get one free is Half a World Away by Gayle. Now I've definitely seen this book around or heard people talk about it, but not so much that I was very much really keen to read it. But you know, you have like an awareness of a book, it's kind of on your radar. That's what this one was. So when I realised it was going to be buy one get one free, I had a little scan. I was just going to buy that one, had a little scan of the shelves, and I thought this one looks up my street. So we follow three different people, three different perspectives, and they're strangers living worlds apart, but it wasn't all that way. So I think all the stories are going to be connected, and I love that kind of idea. So yeah, that was that one. So the two of those together were £1.25. Now the final book I actually got for free from the book swap at my work, and that is After the End by Clare Mackintosh. Now, I've heard of Clare Mackintosh. I think she's quite a popular thriller writer from what I know. I've seen a lot of her thriller books in charity shops and just in general, but I've never read anything by her. So when this one popped up, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. And actually my dad's read it before me. I think he enjoyed it. But it's kind of got like a sad undertone to it, I would say. It's about a couple and they have a child, and I don't think the child is very well. So I think it's going to be very heartfelt, maybe a very difficult read, but I'm very much interested to see just kind of how she writes. I've never ever read anything by Clare Mackintosh, but you know when there's just an author out there and you've heard about them, you've seen them around. So yeah, I just wanted to pick one of her books up, and when I saw this one at work, I thought it was an excellent opportunity to read one. And at the top of the book, we have the comment from Joanna saying it's perfect. And I love Joanna Cannon's writing. I read 3 Things About Elsie by her. I gave that one 5 stars. I love that. It was one of the best books I read in the year in which I read it. And then The Trouble with Goats and Sheep by her. I love that one too. I gave that 4 stars. And I think her most recent novel, A Tidy Ending, I think I only gave that one 3 stars. I didn't like it quite as much, but I still enjoyed it in its way. But yeah, I really like her writing. So I think when you see someone that you really like kind of on another book, it does make you wonder if it's going to kind of be similar themes, similar vibes. So I'd highly recommend Joanna Cannon if you kind of like wholesome, kind of charming, lovely books. I think 3 Things About Elsie and what was the other one? The Trouble with Goats and Sheep. They're both excellent. I'd highly recommend them. So yes, so that is all of the books I purchased. So let me just get them together, and I'm gonna just tot up how much I have spent. So these are all the books that I have purchased. I've got 8 books here, and I've just added up how much it cost me, and it was £6 total. I can't believe I've got 8 beautiful, kind of nearly perfect books for just £6. And then I always add up how much I've spent overall on books for the whole year. So as this is going to be my final book haul of 2022, this is going to be my absolute total of everything I've spent on books this year. So prior to this, I'd done 2 other videos, 2 book hauls, part 1, part 2, and I had spent a total of £72.67. So adding on the £6, I've got £78.67. So yeah, I'm quite chuffed with that. I did in my head have an idea that I would like it to stay £100, under £100 for the year on how much I've spent. So yeah, I think £78.67 is really good. And yeah, I've got 8 brilliant books here that I'm really excited to read. I've got how many? 1, 2 that I've read before that I'm looking forward to rereading, and you know, my dad's going to enjoy some of them too. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to reading them. So I'm gonna try and get them on my early 2023 TBRs if I can. I am doing theme TBRs at the moment. So in November, my theme was animals on the cover, and in December, my theme is people on the cover. So yeah, I want to come up with some more themes for next year and start doing my TBRs that way for next year too. So yeah, if you have read any of these, I would love to know what you thought of them down in the comments below. And if you've read any books by these authors before, but obviously not these ones, I'd love to know what you thought of those too. So thank you so much for watching. Please do like the video if you've liked it, and please do subscribe if you'd like to see more of me talking about books. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.